Hey everybody, I am live and good evening to all. I see we have people from all over the place. It's pretty cool from different parts of the world as well as the United States. Please let me know if you can hear me and see me before I get started. If I can get a couple of yeses in the chat, that will help. Let me know. There's a little bit of a delay, I know. Thanks a lot. Let me know. Yes, yes, yes. All right, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm not going to delay even a second because I honor the people that show up on time. So we're going to go ahead and share the screen, and I'm going to hop on over to Got Backup. I have it already up and running. I'm going to go ahead and go through all the tabs, show you where everything is, and make sure that you know exactly how to get started. That'll be my first step. But I have a new thing I'm going to show you tonight that I don't think I've shown you before. But I'll save that till after this tour because I know we got a whole bunch of new people in. I could tell by the chat. They were new people I haven't seen before. So I want to make sure you are completely comfortable with this program and how to use it. So we're in the back office of Got Backup. As you can see, I'm on the welcome screen to start. And I want you to notice something before we get off of this page. And that is not only do we have a really cool video here that really walks you through this really, really well, but we also have three tabs underneath here. And I'm going to show you what all of they are and why they're important and why they're actually on this front page. This first one I'm going to open first. Okay? And what this is actually your startup screen. This is where you want to be before you do anything else. This is how you get started in the program. You want to make sure you download the one that actually goes with your computer. And you know yourself whether you have Windows or Mac. And if you have Windows, of course, then you download the Windows app. Please, I'm going to say this more than once, but please watch the installation videos. Although I have taken people through the process before in these webinars, I truly believe that these installation videos do a much better job of explaining and helping you than I can do. So I am asking you to take the time to watch these videos because most of the time when there's an error or you're having any kind of trouble, it's because you might have missed a step. And it's not that hard to do. And also, when you go to install, make sure things that are running in the background are temporarily turned off, such as your antivirus, because sometimes they can actually interfere with your installation. I also want you to notice that there's two app uh, things right here. If you have an Android, it's under the Windows, although Windows is really a separate thing. It's not really Google Play. And then, of course, if you have an iPhone, it's right here. And of course, if you need to know how to download and get started with either phone app, make sure again to go to the orange button. And I'm going to click this and open this up because I want you to see what it looks like. And a lot of people look at this and say, well, I don't see any videos. Well, of course, you need to actually click the plus button, okay? And then you see the videos, okay? And as a matter of fact, even for myself, and I'm a pretty experienced Windows user and also an iPhone user, I found that I was doing something wrong on my iPhone. And so these videos really helped me get better at putting things together correctly on my phone. And of course, that's also the case with these, right? With any of your videos. So if you are a Windows user, then of course you would click the Windows side, and then of course click the plus button and open this up. I watched some of these and they're excellent. They're excellent. So I want to make sure that you know that you can do that. And then notice again that there are two other tabs. The next one is actually so that you can get easily to your promotion tab. And there's another thing they started doing, which makes this particularly easy and fun, is they have, instead of making you, click this to get to the right link for your video, all you have to do is actually click right here. So if you wanted to use this link right here, simply just click this and you get a copy that you can actually, I'll just actually make a tab and put it in there, and there is the link, and with the proper setup so that you can see. As you can see, here is the link actually up here. Now this is a demo account. Understand that it's not a real account because it's actually bad for us to show people's personal info. So that's why I'm using that account. I'm just closing a few of these so that we won't have too many of these. And then there's one more tab, and that is the compensation tab. So really, the major things people want to know about right away are on that front page. And this has got both videos and PDFs. So if I click this and open that, you'll see that there's a PDF set up, and it's really comfortable and easy to read. And there should be absolutely no confusion whatsoever if you read this, and especially if you read this and you watch this video. Although I think we've got one of the easiest to understand compensation plans out there. And there's a lot of companies that nowadays are always trying to up each other and make their compensation look better than someone else's. But I think we've got the best one in the industry right now, as far as how to get paid and how it's broken down so that everybody is fairly paid. And that really matters based on your activity. Okay. And so now we are going to move down here to this second tab, digital tools. Now you've seen some of these already, but I'm going to actually click them so that you can see where they go. And so the first one is use this tool, and that actually takes you to the same place I just showed you, which is the dashboard, and it shows these two places where you can download and make sure and watch the videos. I'll say that more than once because this is very important. If you don't watch the videos and you just try to guess and then you have a problem, then go back and start from the beginning and watch the videos, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click this again, and you'll notice here's the reseller tab, which is the same one I was just in. But there's other things in here besides just that front page, so I'm going to show you those too. We have the banners, and in order to use the banners, all you have to do is click this button that has the two little arrows in it, and it copies the code, okay? And you just choose whatever banner fits the space that you want to work with, okay? And then we have a tab called Advertising Ad Copy. And what this is basically emails. Emails that help you do this. So for instance, what if I wanted to use this first one? I'm going to copy it. And then I'm actually going to open up the next tab down, which is our capture system. We actually have our own autoresponder right inside of this program. And what if I wanted to use that email? The way I would do it is I would go ahead and click what's called Send Broadcast. And when I click that open, you'll see two different lists. Now, this means that these are people that might be on your list. These are actually nobody's in these lists because, again, this is a dupe. This is actually uh, a demo account. It's not a real account. But you'll notice that right now this email is empty. But I'm going to click one of these. Let's use this one tonight. And so look what happens when I do that. Now I have an actual space right here that I can actually use to create something interesting. And I'm going to do a control V, and guess what happens? I copied that same email right into this program. Okay? And I purposely left this up here because I kind of like this. But you might notice that there's empty spots that need to be fixed. If you have a logo, that's awesome. But maybe you don't have a logo. If not, hit delete. And then that goes away. And then you might also notice this is already populated with the correct link without you doing anything. But there are some things you want to fix before you actually send this. And that is on the bottom. Of course, this is a fake picture. You need to have a correct picture in here. So the way you do that is you click up here, insert, and then upload, and then browse. And I have an error with my G because it actually died. But I'm going to go to my picture folder, and I'm going to actually go get something. And it may not even be the right one, but I'm going to pick something in here. It takes a while to load these up. Let's see, where is the picture I want? I can't find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Facebook and to my profile, and I'm going to actually see the profile picture and save this to my hard drive, which is going to my download folder right now. Whoops. So I need to go back, and I'm going to add that to, and I know where it is now. That's the one I want in there. This is a little bit large because it's larger than we want it to be. So you want this to be between 200 and 400 pixels. I'm going to say 300, and I'm going to tab over, and it's actually going to create a perfect square because that picture is a square. Now I'm going to pop down here to see it, and there is the picture I just loaded in there. Now you have one more thing that you need to do. If you don't have a YouTube or an Instagram, remove them. But you do have, most of you have a Facebook profile. So I'm going to come back to Facebook, and I'm going to grab my username, just do a control C, and then come back here, and what you need to do so that you can make that picture become linkable is by clicking this chain right up here. Control V makes that go in there. And then make sure that you put a title in here so that now this has become a personalized email. I didn't do a whole lot of changes. I'm not going to change any of the text. I could change more, but I'm going to keep it pretty simple because I want you to believe that you can do that. So there we go. need to have a subject line, and for some reason I keep forgetting to do that. Hello, this is your sponsor. And, okay, that's not necessarily the right title, but I'm going to put that in there. And I want you to just think about being friendly more than salesy. Friendly. There's only one more step you're going to do, and I haven't done it here on any of these on purpose because there's no leads in here. But in order for this to actually go out, you need to click this plus button, and then it'll be going into the queue and become an email that goes out to your leads. So I've covered everything on the top half. There's another pile of stuff here, and this is really important. If you want to know where your commissions are, they're right here. Here's another link that goes to the compensation that I showed you earlier. Commission payment options. I'm not sure what that is, but this is the history. And here's a link that people don't know much about, but this is where all of the people will show up when they buy from you. And this is again a demo link. So these aren't real people, okay? But when they come into your power line, which you've heard that word before, especially if you're brand new, you have your own power line. It happens every time somebody buys from you. They're going to show up in this link right here, and they're going to be in the tank only on Wednesday night after midnight. You may as well say Thursday morning, okay? So they're going to stay in the paid power line from whenever they buy until the next Wednesday. And then if you want to know who they are and get more detail, that will be under the My Direct link. Now, I've given you pretty much everything that's in here. There's a few extra things like business cards, the marketplace, which is wherever our store is and things that are in the store. But let me hop back into our. Okay, is there any questions? I don't see any at the moment. Everybody looks like they're just saying hello. That's good. I'm going to go back now because I have something cool I'm going to share with you that's unique to our program. Nobody else has this. But in order for this to work, I'm actually going to do it from my own Got Backup. And yes, my back office looks a little different. Don't let that spook you. The Got Backup part still looks exactly the same, okay? But here's my Got Backup, and you might notice that I've used a lot of space. But even with using as much space as I have, and believe me, I've used a lot, I've just barely gone over a T. About 1.25 of the space of not quite 2, 1.5 of I actually have 8 because, 8T because I paid a little extra. And one of the major reasons why I did that is because I knew I would use a lot of space, but also I wanted to share with my daughter. But tonight I'm actually ready to consider making her an account. So I'm going to do that right in front of you. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put her name in here. And it helps to type correctly. And I'm going to make it, let's see, I need to make it, I'm going to just make it her first name. That'll make it easy for me to remember because I have to actually load it up with a bunch of her stuff because I have it on my hard drive And then I have one more thing I'm going to do. Oh, I think login actually means the password. Sorry about that. So I have one created. This is the password, not a person's name. So I'm going to put that in there and I'm going to add it. It's taking longer than it should. So I'm going to go back over here for a minute, waiting for it. Make sure, we can go into the commissions folder for a minute. Maybe it won't let me load. That's strange. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, there she is. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to come back to here. Come on. Okay. Oh, I got tab. Okay. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go and create another folder, but I'm going to close this for a minute because I don't want to put that password in front of you. I'll see if I can get in. That's important before. So there's a problem with it. Okay. That's why I'm going to delete it. The password was wrong. That's why. Okay, I'm going to do that again. So I need this password. No, I don't want that. Thank you. No, I want a new password. Still. Let's see. Morgan is her last name. And okay, that's what needs to go in there. So have it correct. Okay, so you're not seeing me, and that's on purpose. Because I need this to not show up in the webinar. And I'm creating a new account. And I'm doing that so that I can make sure that it's working. Okay. Let's see. I should be able to log in over here. Let's make sure this works before I give her the email. The new login information. Okay, something's wrong. I'm not getting it right, so I'm not going to share any more than that. And I got to find out why it's not letting me in there. So I have to I wonder if it's asking for the full name. Let's see. That could be why. Let me try that first before I give up. Okay. And if that doesn't fix it, I have to ask because I've never done a new account before. All right, let's try that. No. Okay, so there's a problem. All right, what I'm going to do instead, I wanted to show you something. Okay, I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to actually look and see if there's a video explaining how to do that first. Because for some reason, I'm not getting it working. And it has to work before I give it to my daughter. So instead of that, I'm going to show you something because it's important. I'm going to add the stream back. And I'm in my own back office and I'm going to auto log in. And I'm doing that on purpose so that I can get to my back office. So you can see something that's important. Yes, you can sync things. But what if you have a hard drive trying to fail on you and you don't have a lot of time to waste? There are other things you can do to protect your files. And I'm going to create a new folder because I'm going to want to delete it, but this is for demonstration only. And this is, I'm just going to call this emergency. And I'm going to upload. I don't know whether you know that you can do this, but you can. I keep getting this error because I have a hard drive that failed, okay? So if you have that same problem, and you could, because anybody that has a lot of stuff can easily end up with a problem sometimes. Hard drives fail all the time. So I'm going to pretend this is the files I want to protect, and I'm going to upload those. I don't know whether you knew that you can do this. This works just exactly like your own Windows Explorer, or I don't know what Mac calls theirs, but basically it's the same thing for Mac, only they have a different name for it. And I'm going to find out what I did wrong with that file on trying to create a new username and see what I did wrong. It could be that I just need a dash between with her name or something. So I'll look and see if that's what it is. So I want you to notice that I now have a new folder here, right? And I can look at these like this. These are actually my baby pictures. They're actually pretty rare because the photo album that these came from no longer is in my possession. So I wouldn't have access to this if I were just looking at my hard drive. What if my hard drive failed? That really protects you. Actually, I will have the answer to that before next week, okay? But I kind of did that on the fly, and I should not have done that. Okay. And it may have been something simple, like somebody said, do I have caps turned off? It could have been that. Who knows? But anyway, we'll go from there. I sound like you. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So it's some little stupid thing that, like caps or something like that. But I did do it with small letters on a previous attempt and still didn't get a perfectly created file. So I have to find out what it was. But anyway, please ask me any question that has to do with Got Back Up, other than something that's a support issue. I know the back office very, very well. I can explain it very, very well. I particularly really like all of our programs, but this one has been a lifesaver. Absolutely, without a doubt, a lifesaver. I've saved my files now 3 times, not just once, because of the fact that hard drives are not reliable. Hard drives are not reliable. In the case of my daughter, I had a bunch of stuff on actually one of those disposable, what do you call them, flash drives, and she lost it before she even got a chance to look at it. And I have a bunch of stuff I recovered. I sent in videos for her, um, that were on old media, old camcorder media. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mark. I will attempt again offline, and then I'll let you know, okay? Okay, Bruce has a question. If you don't place someone from the holding tank with the software, will the software place a person at the bottom of the outside leg? Bruce, it'll place it in the nearest upper place, not in the bottom. So it's not going to help you to wait and let the software do that. It's better to do it yourself. And if you forget to do it or you don't do it in time, you can actually have support put it back in the tank. But no, it won't put it in the bottom of your in the preferred place. It won't do that. It'll put it in the most. So say you have two people and you have they have new legs. A lot of the time it'll put it in one of their legs, and it might even put it on an inside leg. So don't wait for the software to do it, is what I'm saying. Oh, very good question, Ed. Yes. Explain how to remove a sync on a folder if you no longer use it. Okay, great. Okay, I'll add my stream back in. So the way you do this, you may not be able to see this, but down at the bottom of your where you are, there is a place where you can push, and it opens up your got backup. And it looks like my got backup is not actually up right now. So I'm going to open it up. Okay, so there it is. So got backup is actually open right now, so I'm going to open it up. And you can see that I have all of my stuff is actually synced. I decided to keep it super simple, and the only thing I'm syncing now is a few things off of my C drive. One of the things I'm syncing is the download folder, because sometimes I forget to do something with that. And so if I have things in the download folder, I go ahead and check that out. And it looks like I have 3 of these doing the same thing. So in order to remove, all you would have to do is click this link right here. See where it says the dots? And then once you click that, all you have to do is click the remove the folder. And then it asks you, are you sure you want to do that? And it looks like I actually do want to do that because I have 3 sinks doing the very same thing. And I only actually want 1. So I do have 1 download going. So I hope that explains without a doubt how you go about doing that. So, okay. I see half of a question, Bruce. Okay. Okay, Bruce. So I'm thinking for when I'm on vacation or away from computer access. Like I said, it will go to the top open spot, which means it may not be where you want it to go. And that is the way it's just set up to do. Um, yes, we're going to have that available soon. We do not yet have it available. We are going to have it available. I know that it's in the works. I just don't know when it's going to be available. Okay. Okay, Gerald, if you're worried about some of your files taking too long to sync, and if you have a lot of stuff, you can manually upload anytime you want. In fact, especially if you have things in a particular folder and you want it to be exactly like that on in your upload in your backup software, I would suggest you do that. I mean, yes, we have sync, and we always talk about that being you can sync it and forget it. But if you have a lot of stuff, and I do, I feel like that's a really good safeguard is to do your own upload so that you know everything is in there, okay? And don't worry about replay. Yes, it's already going to be live right here where we are right now. As soon as I close down for the night, it is going to be a replay. That's the beauty of using YouTube. Okay, Gregory is also confirming what I'm saying. Yes, auto placement is the next open position, top left to right. Best to learn to place outside legs. That's exactly what I suggested too. If you want your legs to be the most advantage for yourself and for your team, you need to do your own personal placement, especially if you've got a really amazing growing team, which I know Bruce does. Okay? All right. If our customer pays annual $99 a year reseller, will I get the 200%? No, you will not. That is only for the monthly person because of the fact that 200% on $99 is a lot. But you will get your regular commissions as explained in our commission in our compensation plan, and do watch the videos that does explain it in detail. Exactly. Some of you are asking, is this recorded? One of the beauties of doing this in YouTube is that the replay is automatically there. Just look under the live tab. They're lives, not uploads, so that's the only difference, okay? Thank you for all the questions. Is there new questions that anybody needs answered? Please let me know. Is auto sync on iPhone? Yes, it is. Please watch underneath the Mac tab on our folder. Let me go there so you can see where I mean. But there is a spot. I need to close out this so that there won't be a confusion. But let's go back to, I'm going to go back to the welcome tab because this is the easiest way to get there. You can get there from here also, but if I go to the dashboard, which is actually the same thing as use the tool, and if I go down here to watch installation videos, on the Mac side, because iPhone is a Mac product, right? If you click the plus right here underneath iPhone app, and then any of these other videos underneath here, this is how you get started on your iPhone. And please watch this because there are some steps you need to do so that you are you have an auto upload going on your iPhone, okay? So please watch this video. I'm not going to go through the process and teach you because this does a better job than I can do. And there is a way to understand, and this is if you need to retrieve data and share data, okay? But this is how to get set up on this video right here. Watch this video, okay? How do I turn auto off auto on? How do I turn off auto on the Windows? I showed you once before, but let me show you again. When I come in here and I right click in settings, I have one right here going, right? But if I didn't want it to go, I wanted it to quit, or I wanted it to just pause, you can do a pause, or you can do a remove, okay? Either one will take off your auto sync, okay? Hopefully that explains it well enough. Demonstrate the banner without using Hotmail? I don't understand your question. Please and why I don't know why you're using caps, but you don't need to use caps. That sounds like the way people usually use that is when they're sort of shouting at you. Okay. I have noticed that too, and what I would suggest you do is put in support because they need to know that, okay? Because I have some and they do play, so make sure that you let them know. Actually, no, that is not true. You do not have to pay the additional $9.99. You do need to download our app into your phone and make sure and go through the video that is appropriate for your phone if you're an Android or an iPhone, and make sure that you have done it correctly, okay? And no, you don't have to do it manually. Okay, so please go through the video so you understand how to do it correctly. Okay, thank you, John. John explains the extra $9.99. I pay that, and all that is meaning is that you're just paying for an extra backup to protect your stuff, okay? John, I promise you, nobody is ever ignored in support. We have one of the best supports out there, but what I do suggest you do is go back to your ticket and reply to it, okay? And say, I didn't get a reply or I missed it in my email. Be very polite, please. Don't be mean. There's no reason to. But we do have 24/7 people on our support. Okay. My memory and my phone storage is full on Google. How do I put everything on Got Backup? At this moment, we don't have a Google transfer yet. So right now, the way you would probably have to do it is download it to your computer and then back up into your Got Backup. But I believe they're going to have a transfer over from Google and some of the other places eventually. I think they're working on that, but it's not yet available. And also, before I forget, I know we got a lot of new people that are brand new, and this is where you start if you are not yet a paid member. Okay, so I want to make sure I share that. Okay. I saw many people use got backup name in the domain name and website. Is it permitted? I think they prefer that you don't. It's better to have your own domain name with your own name or something that is generic rather than our company name. But got backup actually is owned by GVO, so it's better not to use that. Okay, and Kathy is just acknowledging something that I said earlier. Any new questions that need to be answered? We're getting on to almost an hour. Please let me know if you have any other questions. Um, okay, Paul's just responding to something. I think to Russ. Yes, I pay the $9.97 a year. It's only once a year. It's not once a month, okay? So make sure you understand it's only once a year. And I started doing that some time ago, before we even had got backup, because it protects all of your files regardless of where they are. And I'm waiting to see if there's any more questions. If not, we're in pretty good shape. I'm going to remove our share screen. Is everybody pretty happy they understand everything? Okay. Yes, in the back office, that first link I shared the first time, our tour link is the best one to share. Okay? I'll do one more share and show you where I mean. So let me go back to got back up. The reseller tools. This first page right here is the best one to share, right here. And you can get it simply by clicking this copy, and it will automatically have your username as part of the link. So that is how you get it. It's just go to our affiliate link, and just remember that this is the best one right here. This is our tour page. We've gotten more people from this than anywhere else, so it is the best one to share. Okay. Okay, I think I answered. We don't have a we don't really have a free trial per se. What we have is a 30-day money back guarantee, and that's how it usually works, okay? Can you go back to the downline and tell people the red circle means failed payment and should get in contact with that person? They may know. Uh, I don't know for sure what your question is, but yes, if you have someone that failed their payment, I would contact them, of course. I usually do. How many customers are we going to have in order to have a commission? You get paid from the first customer. There's no quota on how many customers you have to have. You get paid on the first customer. 25% on direct referrals. Look at the commission page. It tells you how all that works. There isn't a page that offers them 15 days or 30 days. The 30-day guarantee is something our company does regardless of the product. We've always had that in place. That makes it so that it is almost a no-brainer. And besides that, 997 or 995 a month, that is crazy if you think about it. How much we get for the amount of money. Okay, please go back to the commissions because the cycles are created by how many people you have on each side. And that depends on you, not on the company. Okay, so you need to look at who is in your team and how many you're adding yourself. That's what makes the difference. I was on someone's account and bought my own. How do I transfer all the files from my old and got back up to my new backup? Corey, I'm not sure why you have two different accounts, but the best thing to do is to talk to support and ask them if they'll combine or delete one of the files. You obviously only want one got backup account, okay? So I think you need to talk to support. There, I don't know how you would do that. I only have one got backup account. I don't have two. And I'm not sure why you would want to have more than one because we've got 6T of space in our account. Okay? Big facts. No other company gives you this value for $9.97. Exactly, David. Exactly. This is a no-brainer, guys. This is not difficult. And you don't make it harder than it has to be, okay? This is really easy to use. This is really easy to share, okay? Okay, any other questions that you have, let me know. We're getting close to an hour. And if there are any more questions, I want to make sure everybody feels comfortable. Oh, I see what you mean. She was a free user on mine, then she got her own account. Okay. Ed, can you help this person out then if she's one of yours so that they make sure and put their stuff in the right place? No, there's a cycle every month based on both the company's productivity, but it's also mainly because of yours. If you don't have anybody in your team, then you don't get paid binary. Understand this. You don't get paid unless there's actually people in your team, okay? Your personal team, not the company. Okay, do I have, you get the W-9 form from your back personal user account, and you need to go in there to get it. I don't have it. Yes, John says binary is paid every month, but then again, it's based on your own team build, okay? Four on one side, two on the other, minimum. That doesn't mean that's where you end, that's where you start. I don't think that I can make it any simpler than that. I get binary most of the time, even though I don't always get a brand new person every single month, because, of course, if you've got people paying every month, that counts too. Does that make sense? So everyone that you add plus everyone that stays and pays their monthly is all added up together to create what they call a cycle. And this I can't answer, but I know we're past 800. Okay? All right, good questions. A lot of great participation. Thank you, everyone. I think we're pretty much done, aren't we? And I appreciate everyone that asked questions. Oh, okay, cool. But it changes every single day. Karina says there's 12K, but that doesn't mean that is where we end. That is just where we are at the moment. Okay, Bruce is saying every month people pay, you get paid. Yes. So if you have 400 people on one side and 200 on the other, 100 cycles. Woohoo! Is that what you're seeing, Bruce? That's awesome. I can't say that I'm that productive, but I am seeing cycles and commissions. So I get all three commissions. There's three commissions: your direct referrals, your check match, which is people that are in your team that are actually getting something, and the third one is the binary. The binary is cool, but don't count on that. Go out there and produce. That's really important. So, everybody, have an awesome night. I think we're done. I think everybody's got their answers to their questions, and I appreciate. You know what? Okay, this is interesting because, nobody, you don't have to be balanced to actually create what you have. The only thing you have to do is have something happening on both sides, okay? In my case, I don't know how many are actually active and who aren't because my legs go so deep. My legs go way down. So it's really hard to decide, do I have four on one side, do I have two on the other? The only thing I'm doing is keeping it even. If I see one leg is growing faster than the other, I add to the leg that's not growing as fast. I hope that makes sense. For the first month, 200, does Upline get 25% from the downline? Yes, if they're paying by the month. If they're paying by the month. If they're paying by the year, no. Okay? Bruce, you're just one of those superstars. That's all I can say. Because most people are not seeing that. Most people are seeing two or three cycles, not 200 cycles. But I think that's awesome. But that's amazing. All right, I appreciate everybody that came. If my downline reseller gets $20, no, you don't get $200 of your downline. You get 25% of what they get. You need to go back to your, please go back to the videos. I think that you're misunderstanding how some of this works. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. That's the perfect ending. Thank you, Bruce. There's no secret. Just go out and work it. 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 Don't stop. And before you know it, you have what Bruce has because he's obviously working it because he's making money. And you can do that too. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I will be back here again next Monday. And of course, there's other videos. Lisa, there is a replay immediately after I hit the end, okay? So all you have to do is watch the replay. But we've been here an hour, and I say bye.